Good morning. How are we? How are we? How are we? It is 10:30. Why do I always do that? Put my chair down so I can put this on the desk. And I always catch my foot. How are we? It is 10:30. I have been working for about an hour and a half today. I'm doing very well. Just working on getting all of the updates that we have onto the website. Feeling quite positive today. Don't know why. I have a call with B&Q at 12 o'clock today to see what they say about me going back to work part-time. I'm not going to get excited. I'm just going to wait and see, have a chat with them, see what they think, see if it's possible. If not, look to move on, I guess. But I think it's really good that I can have that conversation and start planning a bit of a future, because I think I've been to be a bit more realistic with things. It will be good in my headspace, and I won't be constantly worrying about money as well. So that's all good. What else is going on? I stayed with Phil last night. We booked a holiday. So we are going to Mexico for his birthday. 13 days. I am super excited because it'll be a really nice break for us. It's meant to be really lovely and hot out there. I didn't even look at that, to be honest. Temperature, if I can spell, in Mexico in May. Let's go for May. I don't want it in Fahrenheit. I would like it in Celsius, please. Average temperatures for... Well, that's New Mexico. I don't know what the difference is. It added... It really annoys me when Google decides to add in something. 27 degrees. How lovely will that be in May? So between 24 and 27 degrees. Quite happy with that. So effectively what I had in Barbados, which was absolutely beautiful. I say 13 days. We will be out there for his birthday. We had a look at some of the trips yesterday, and we really want to go and do some little bit of exploring and a little bit of snorkeling as well. So I think that's what we're going to try and do. And he said that what he might do is for his birthday ask for some money towards the trip, or money towards getting himself a GoPro to go with us. So I'm really super excited about that. We are on Countdown, so I installed the Countdown app yesterday. 5 months, 10 days. That's depressing. This light's really annoying. Hang on a moment. Oh no, that light is on. Oh, that was lower than I expected. So I came home this morning to be greeted by my mother saying, go into the living room and have a smell. I was like, that's the weirdest comment I could have had. And subsequently, my cat has started finding rats. He brought one in the other night. We were in bed and I could hear him playing with something. So my cat's very strange. He doesn't kill them to eat them. He kills them. He doesn't even mean to kill them half the time. He tries to play with them. He tries to make friends with them. So when I first got my cat, when he was a kitten, the partner I was with at the time didn't feel pain. He worked in a zoo, was a vegetarian, and believed, well, he just got brought up by like a tiger cub, really. So now he just tries to play with everything, which is fine, but he doesn't quite understand that you don't bite when you play, you don't scratch when you play. He's got a lot better since moving home, but yeah, he still doesn't quite understand why the birds and the little harvest mice that we have around here don't want to be his friend. And I think he's got to the point where he's moved on from them. He's now found some rats. So the other evening or night, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, I could hear this movement around, and I thought he was playing with one of his toys, and then when I looked it was this giant rat, and I was like, I'm not dealing with that. It was literally like this big, it was horrible. So I had to get my dad up to deal with that, and then my mum came in last night, walked into the living room and was like, what on earth is that smell? And Einstein for a while had been trying to get underneath one of the sofas. We've got one of the round sofas. He'd been trying to get under that. He's too big to get under that now. And when Mum looked, there was this rat. Dead, had been dead probably for a couple of days, we think. So massive apologies to my mother and father for that. But I don't really know what we can do about it, because first of all, I don't understand, like, my cat isn't that big, so how on earth he's getting these rats which are like half the size of him through the freaking cat flap? No idea. And we don't know where they're coming from, so we can't really just attack it. So that's a job for the weekend, to find out where the rats are. So yeah, that's what's really going on at the moment. As I say, I have still got 59 stories to put up on the website, and then we're up to date with what I have anyway. I know my sister has some more. I think I might have some more in my emails somewhere from them. I need to start writing mine up. And I'm just gonna, like, after this conversation today, I'm gonna try and get my headset in. Like, let's get this research done. Let's get it all up online. So that I can go back to work like January, February time, and there's not so much of this research done. If I have to invest my money into it, that's fine. I'll claim it back from the grant once that goes through. Emails went out yesterday for the Romsey Festival, so it's official. I run the Romsey Festival 2020 committee. I'm really excited because it's going to be a really interesting opportunity for me to learn from some really learn, like, how to fundraise, and the opportunities that there are to fundraise, which will be give me a really interesting additional skill to my skill set. So that'll be quite interesting. I've just started looking for a new diary for next year, because I have got one of these which is a 1718, but I want to start planning out my full year, and it's quite difficult to do on this one. I really like the this one is a British Legion Poppy one that was done for this year, and I love it. It's super thick, but that's because this front half is a diary, this back half is a notepad, and it's been so good to me this year, and because I literally just take this around everywhere. I don't need to worry about having a notepad with me, because if I've got my diary, I've got a notepad. And the British Legion aren't doing it next year, so I need to go and find myself a new diary. I've had a quick look online, but you can't really tell, so I think I'm going to have to go shopping for one, which is fine. And yesterday, me and Phil sat down and were like, right, who do we need to buy Christmas presents for? And came up with a rather long list. Now, Phil is one of 3. They all have partners. One of them has 2 children, 2 little girls. So, and he has his grandparents about, so for him, he's got quite a lot to buy for. For me, I just have my mum, my dad, my sister, and my brother-in-law. And of course Phil, but I think what we've decided is we're just going to do stockings for each other. So little 50 quid stockings, just to have some fun and games with, because there are other things that we want to do. So we might look at going away, or we did say we'd look at like a show or a gig or something like that, because there's a few people touring next year that we wouldn't mind seeing, and that's another reason I want to get back to work, so I've got a bit of spare cash, disposable income, and we can start doing things like that and just living a bit of a life, because at the moment we just sort of sit around and do nothing. So that's it, feeling rather positive, although a little bit anxious about this call. But you know what, at least then I'll know what I'm playing with, and if it then means that I have to hand my notice in the new year, and go and find like a temp job, then that's what I'm going to do, because I don't want to go through all of my savings, because like this time next year me and Phil might look to buy a house or something like that, and it would be nice to be in a position where I can contribute and not just worrying about he says it's not a problem, but for me it is. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. I've not heard from John, although he may be recovering. It was his birthday yesterday, but it would be good to get back in touch with some of those families. I may just have to do so on my own accord and just apologise to John. But yeah, this week I really wanted to get the website up and sort of ready. So I'm hoping I can get the rest of these stories up today and tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon I will work on a few of the other projects about. I have changed my to-do list on the board. You'll see it's very different coloured now. I'm taking Cibro out because I don't know what's going on with them. I've not heard from them. I hope they haven't just disbanded the company and lost it, because it was a really, really good bit of kit, even if I can't be included in it. But I guess that will be a wait and see until the new year. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it, because I've waffled on for 10 minutes. I don't know what I talk about for 10 minutes half the time. I'm going to get myself a drink and then crack back on with all of these stories. So I hope you're well. Things are going okay, I suppose. I'm positive for a little bit till the next blip. But you know what? I feel like I'm taking control of my life, what I want to do. I'm fed up with being that person that's always average. And I've got a few goals, like April next year is going to be really big, so we go to Mexico. I'm filming with John. So it's a real get fit time for Mexico. I've got 5 months to get myself fit, happy, healthy. Yeah, so that's really what I'm going to do. So watch this space, everybody. Hope you're well. Speak to you tomorrow morning. Bye.